Alright, so we're in Ritualist. I think one thing that marks Ritualist is a passivity. Everybody knows their characters and everybody's starting to understand what other characters do. So nobody really does much. So we'll see if that holds true for Ivy here. Here I'd grab something like Monster. Okay. I think, you know, there's not too much happening in this lane, right? Like, you as Ivy, especially whenever you have your ult, if you don't feel like you can do anything in this lane, go bomb somebody else. You know, yeah, it looks like we're just we're a little timid, you know? You could have bombed into Stone Form, into Kudzu, into Gun, and you probably would have gotten that Magic Man. TBH. Like, Ivy's Stone Form is quintessential for stealing mid-boss. Like, y'all could have gotten that mid-boss Reju Crystal with the sleep in your stone. Hi, hello, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing another FRF, Film Room Friday. And today, we have a very special one because today marks the beginning of our Discord Film Room Friday reviews. So, if you want to be in the next Film Room Friday, join our Discord, link down below, hop into our FRF requests channel, drop an ID, your player name, and that one-word review, and we'll get you in the next one. But today, oh, there goes another. Today, we've got Van, who gave us the match ID, said their player name was Hi, and has one word, help, crying emoji. So, I've got the game pulled up over here. We're actively downloading. Looks like Hi was the Ivy this game. And it looks like we're in Ritualist 5. So, should be a good little game to watch, good little game to learn. A lot of people are in Ritualist, so this might help you. But we'll get into this game very shortly. I gotta wait till it downloads, but I'll see you on the other side. Alrighty, and we are in. Looks like we started out the game with a pause lock. Happens to the best.
New York's about to get a lot more vegetation.
Whoa. Victor going crazy. Going crazy in the chat. Alright, so we're in Ritualist. I think one thing that marks Ritualist is a passivity. Everybody knows their characters and everybody's starting to understand what other characters do. So nobody really does much. So we'll see if that holds true for Ivy here. We'll turn, there we go. We'll turn the map to only show what their team can see. Shiv, Kelvin lane, this is going to be difficult, but we are with Celeste, so Celeste honestly should be doing a lot. First wave, though. We didn't really shoot any of the ads, so we're already under tower, we're already taking a lot of damage. Not the greatest. Celeste is super far back, but you know, that's where she gotta be. As Ivy, especially, I would try and use your Kudzus to clear out the wave. And make sure you're there when they die, because it can be really nice to clear the wave with your bomb. But if you're not there to confirm, it can be really easy for the enemy to deny. So right here, I'd be hopping up on the bridge. You've got a full wave on them. You really want to use that pressure like they just did to you. Even hopping up on this building to the right, over here. Using all this high ground, hopping up over here when you have your wave come pulled up. We'll hop back over. Oh, swap teams. Again, we're under our tower, not the greatest. I think this is just a sign we're not focusing the ads enough. Not saving our Kudzu for that. Maybe our Celeste really isn't doing too much. We'll check the lane stats after the end of the game, see if either one of y'all wasn't really doing any last hits or confirms. As well on Ivy, like right there, that Kudzu really didn't do much. Yeah, it got a little chip damage for Kelvin, but when he's running away, it's not the best. Nice. I like the aggro on the Kelvin. He was definitely out of position there, but oh well, can't land them all. Here I'd grab something like Monster. Okay. So extended mag. What is extended mag? It gives you more ammo, gives you little weapon advancement, and it gives you a little weapon damage. But I think the extended mag and even Titanic mag to an extent, I'll give you Titanic mag, but extended mag is kind of beginner bait, and that might be hard to hear. But in Deadlock, whenever you slide, you get infinite ammo. So instead of buying something like extended mag in lane, I really want us to start focusing sliding down these stairs that are right in front of us, and using the terrain and dash and slides to get that ammo up and get more usefulness out of what we already have, rather than investing in something like extended mag. There we can take something like monster rounds, high velocity rounds, maybe not on Ivy, but we can start to get higher quality gun weapons. Fantastic that y'all cleaned that up. Shiv was definitely overextended for quite a while. You were low, so I understand that, but you played that really well. Was hiding in the cubby, baited him out. He had to eat the tower. He had to eat Celeste. Wonderful. We'll speed this up slightly. Got extra charge. Again, you know, it's a fine purchase, but we're just kind of throwing it out. So I really want to see him used primarily for these ads. Like, you're hitting them on the ads slightly, but you can be getting a lot more utility out of your kudzu by focusing the ad wave a little more. Here we go. We're taking bridge. I like this. I like this. I would really like us to hop over on the building to our right, but I don't think that'll happen. Yeah, buffs are up right now. Looks like your Victor took the one on the left, or I guess in this orientation, the right. Alright, they're getting a little aggro. Damn. Are they taking your camp? Where'd Shiv just go? Titanic Mag Rush. Okay. So I think so far high, it's just a bit of a, you know, I don't know if we're new to Ivy, I don't know if we're new to Deadlock or how new we are, but we definitely are very green, and so I think we're focusing on the wrong thing for our gun rush. We're using these kudzu, right? Like, you got a little bit of damage on that kudzu, and then they just got out of it. Whereas if you use it on your ad wave, it would help you with that. You're there to confirm. Alright. Yeah, we're just shooting the ads from super far away, so we're not really doing too much damage to them. Ooh, 4 knives now. That was a very good stomp, though. Fantastic. We go after Shiv. Apologies for being so tired, y'all. Not early in the morning, but it is early for me. Okay, we got 1600. We're going to buy 17. We buy Healbane. Good purchase. Good purchase. I like this for Kelvin Shiv lane. They both do a lot of healing. So we're gonna start cutting that healing down with our kudzus. Ooh, here we go. I wasn't saying anything, but this camp was up for 5 minutes, so not the best. Okay. It's unfortunate that you have Celeste in your lane, and you have your tether. Oh, and we're leveling up Stone Form. Are we doing a weird Stone Form build? Interesting. We'll see, we'll see. Alright, alright. I think, you know, there's not too much happening in this lane, right? Like, you as Ivy, especially whenever you have your ult, if you don't feel like you can do anything in this lane, go bomb somebody else. You know, carry your ult over. You can see that this, or I guess, yeah, I was going to say Infernus and Wraith, but those are on your team. But just look up at that top bar, see if anybody's low, go use your ult. If not, you know, I guess you could use it to try and get aggro to take some sinners or something. Use it to get out whenever they start coming over to you. I like this, I like this. I was going to say he's low, we can dive. I would have parried the tower, but oh well. Ooh, Geist is here. Nice, we get the Shiv. Alright. Slowing bullets. So it looks like we're going Gun Ivy. But, I don't know. I think if we're going to go Gun Ivy, I would really like to see Tesla bullets or something. What did we just try to give her? Oh. I thought we were trying to give her a heal ride or something. I was like, what the hell? Alright. So now we're out of lane. Let's see what we do. Grab some boxes. Fantastic. If we're going Gun Ivy, I really want to see us take some camps and try to get big. Because Gun Ivy is usually the carry on the team, which I will say this composition isn't the best for Gun Ivy, but you know, you're playing in Ritualist. I would imagine you're a solo, maybe a duo with the Celeste. Can't really decide what the draft is going to be. But for moving forward, I would play Gun Ivy only when you see that either the gun carries aren't getting online or you don't really have any gun carries, which does happen. You know, sometimes you get all spirit. We're gonna sit in blue. This is fine. Use our kudzu for the Ivy, or use our kudzu for the wave. Celeste goes and pushes. Like there, you can push to Kelvin. You're full health. I would have cleared that wave and then bought. Let's see if we go back. Okay, we grab some more boxes. We fly over to yellow. Drop a bomb. Do we do anything? Drop a kudzu. Go back to blue. All right. Little management for your team. I like it. We got 3,200. I would go buy. Let's see what we buy. Tesla bullets. Okay. I would have prioritized Tesla bullets over Titanic mag. I know that Titanic mag's, you know, smaller. It's only a tier 2. But like I said, if you start incorporating those slides and a bit of a get a bit better on the ammo management, then you can rush something like Tesla bullets, start farming even earlier, which is now what we're kind of doing. So we'll speed up. It looks like we just... Oh, okay. Yeah, it looks like we're just a little timid, you know? You could have bombed into stone form, into kudzu, into gun, and you probably would have gotten that magic man. TBH. Like, yeah, he had his assistant up, but I think you could have fought through that with you being full health and him already being hurt. Good, we're cleaning up this wave, getting a little reset. And ideally, you know, we can sit in the side lane and be Ivy if we're playing Gun Ivy. Don't know what that kudzu was. We're backing up a bit. Celeste is bringing the urn back. Little heal. Let's see. New subscriber. Thank you. Like and sub, by the way. Join our Discord. Drop a little ID. Get the next Film Room Friday. Fantastic ult. Unfortunate that we ran into a Remington, but it happens to the best. Nice. Let's see. Good swap. Here, I'd dive the tower, right? Like, hop up, parry the tower, push past. Looks like we take the tower, so, you know, no big deal. Yeah, I was going to say, Mina should not be here. She should have left a while ago. Very good. Bit of an awkward fight. Ooh, we get got here. RIP. So, I think on the whole, what I'm seeing so far is a bit of a timidness, and not understanding when you can push and when you can't push. So I think, you know, play a little more playtime on either the Ivy or in Deadlock in general, and that'll start to come back or start to grow. But for right now, we're just sitting in the back a little too much. Which on Gun Ivy is fine, you know, because you're shooting, but even on Gun Ivy, there are many situations in which you can take space and get a little aggro. Especially since we're kind of split this half and half. We're not necessarily just Gun Ivy. We've got our 4.8k for both gun and spirit, so we're pretty strong all around. We're just kind of squishy. But the Healbane should help with that. So So we're going back to farm mode. Sitting in the side lane. This is fantastic for carry Ivy. I would say for another 3,200, I would grab those souls. They're just going to sit there. Looks like we don't. And this is what I mean, playing a little too passively. We're losing out in some souls over here. Ooh. You really like this chord or high, huh? Or Van, whichever you would like to be called. Van in the Discord, high in the game. Almost to another 3,200. I really like that we're grabbing these boxes. This is fantastic. Let's see, did we buy here? We go to the Victor. Unfortunately, he's in a Kelvin Dome. Not much you can do there. Looks like we do get a kill here, though. Nice. Ooh, yeah. There we go. Good stomp. We should get the Shiv here now. No Shiv. R.I.P. Oh, I spoke too soon. Big ol' stomps, damn. Good, we got the Graves. Should honestly get this Geist. Like, y'all can just push out. Yeah, you and your Infernus could just run down that Geist, TBH. Like, yeah, she has swap, but just push through that, you know. You'd be alright. People die every day. Okay, we have a 6.4 viability. We buy Capacitor and Toxic. Alright. I like this. I like this. Toxic would be really good for Shiv, for Kelvin, for Geist. Honestly, for everyone. And Capacitor, you know, it's just an upgrade from Tesla Bullets. So, farm speed should be just as good. And we should now have a little bit of a detain. Not detain, a slow. I mean, it does kind of detain you. It takes away all movement abilities and ability to dash. But we'll call it a slow. A slow. We'll see if we really use it. Obviously, you know, Capacitor, you shoot it out, does 100 damage, minus 75% max move speed. We don't use... There we go. We use Capacitor. Doesn't really do too much in that case, but y'all still get the kill. Wraith was there to save you. By Battle Vests. Okay, sure. Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like, unfortunately, the comp you're up against, I would have gotten the other vest. Mystic. Because you're at 18% bullet resist, but a lot of these people are spirit damage. Like, yeah, you have Kelvin and Magic Man and Geist, but the majority of the time you're going to be taking damage from everybody else. Maybe not Geists. Good damage. Okay, I like that we're diving in. Ooh. Remo's there to save you, thankfully. He pulled you into the graves. Very unfortunate. Speed up over here. Jimmy Buffet, is that you? What did we buy here? Oh, Decay. Alright, immediately run into the Kelvin and get ulted. I think the fact that the Kelvin ulted you there kind of shows that everybody's still trying to figure out what they're doing. So, you know, don't feel too bad. Yeah, you can take this, man. No problem. Hell yeah, High. Hell yeah. You can throw in a little melee in there after you get the stun, especially once you have it fully upgraded. I feel like the stun duration is increased and the damage is increased. Damn. Speed this up a bit. All right, I would go all. I would even fly over to the other lane. Yeah, it looks like they'll take that. I would take some boxes or sinners then. I think the best call would have been to go mid, but you know, it doesn't look like we're really doing that, so I won't harp on that too much. But anytime y'all get 3 kills, look to see if mid is viable. Y'all had 4 kills there. Mid could 100% been done, especially at minute 29. The higher you go, the more and more you should be looking at mid, and the earlier and earlier you should be looking to do it. So like in my games, we do it around minute 20. But if you get really good at it, you can do mid at minute 16, 17, 18. Go back. Go help harass this Kelvin. There we go. So we got Kelvin. It looks like they're going to win the fight over... Yeah.
Don't got time to walk.
Nice. We go and join this. Add to the chaos. Why didn't you... You need to get in there. Damn, that was a crazy capacitor hit. Okay, you know guys to swap now. They're the last 2. Go help, go help. Good spot. Mid boss again. Like, you got 4 picks. We've done Earn a couple of times. We just don't want mid. What did Mina say? I guess I can't look. Very good, very good, very good. Yeah, I would have gotten out of there a little earlier. You're just super far up by yourself. Everybody else is in blue. Don't know if anybody's coming to help the Geist. Where are we going? Save the wave. Ooh, get this. Nice job, High. Nice job. Alright. Now it looks like we're in that phase where nobody knows how to finish the game. Because we're minute 33. We're up, I guess, only 18k.
Feel free to give up anytime.
But we could definitely have gone mid boss a couple of times, done a little more. Looks like we did earn finally. I wonder if there was just a call that somebody was in our doubles. Yeah, Magic Man's somewhere. I can't find him. He's too mystical. Too magical. Okay, not the greatest spot. They were just kind of fighting over on yellow. Looks like your Victor's gonna die, question mark. R.I.P. So I think... There we go. Somebody does mid. Ooh, it looks like we're going to contest, which I do like. Good. No, go in. Yeah, especially with that sleep. You stone form there. Like, Ivy stone form is quintessential for stealing mid boss. Like, y'all could have gotten that mid boss reju crystal with the sleep in your stone form. The fact that you flew past is a big, big misplay. But, you know, we're learning. We're learning. You dive in, you throw a kudzu. It zones them out of the mid. They don't want to sit in the mid. If they do sit in the mid, okay, they're going to take kudzu damage, and you're going to stone form on top of them as soon as the crystal hits, so that even if they were meleeing, it would stop it. You would get a couple of seconds while they're stunned. You'd get to crack the crystal, at least get 1, maybe 2, and then they'd come back up. But since we flew past, you know, they were able to get... They were able to get them. Good, we're using our ult off cooldown. It's got a super low cooldown now that we're in the end. Minute 20. Oh my, we're losing to Winions. Look at that base. Oh my god. Crazy. Crazy. So unfortunately everybody pulls back. But y'all have 3 dead for a minute. You need to be pushing here. Like 1 person, maybe 2 people come back to do this. But you, Wraith, Infernus, y'all all go. Push the siege the base. Can start finishing this game up. Instead, we all pull back to answer for waves. Now we're all splitting souls when we could have given them to, you know, Rem or Victor and, you know, gotten them a little chonkier. I do like the build. I will say that. It's a nice Ivy build, so no real issue there. I think the playstyle just changes slightly whenever you play gun. And it can be hard to kind of really get all the way up there. But with, you know, our ability to be anywhere, you know, it just means we can add a gun to any real fight, which is good. I think, honestly, the rest of the game is just going to be this kind of limbo. Nobody's really doing anything. We get kills, but we don't do anything with it. But we'll see. Like, the fact that they've killed Wraith here, they should be doing Earn. They should be looking for your Sinners, looking for anything. I guess your Sinners are already gone, but you do have one far right side that I saw, so. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? Fly around. Okay, we get a pick. Maybe. Yeah, 100%. Very nice. Okay, big pick. Magic Band's out for 1:20. Oh, and if we can get this guy, it's even better. Damn. That was an unfortunate swap. Your Wraith doesn't push her there, y'all. Y'all actually win a little earlier. Okay, okay, we have 3 kills. We take the walker, we back up, we go mid. In a minute. So by the time we get this walker, it should be right around the corner. Yeah, I was gonna say, we definitely get the Kelvin there. Even more of a reason to go mid now. One of y'all needs to... Yeah, I guess if you got enough people there, you don't really need to worry about resists. Okay, there are 5 dead. Y'all need to go mid here. Like, it's up in 40 seconds. With how y'all have the waves shoved, I mean, obviously this one's about to get shoved. Y'all can be at mid boss as soon as it spawns, melt it in 10 seconds, and they will be barely coming out of spawn. Yeah, it's literally up in 20 seconds. They will have just spawned. They're not going to get to you by then. Maybe we do Earn here. I would like if we did Earn, or, you know, maybe stole... Oh, maybe stole the Sinners. Fantastic. We do Earn. Flying her over. Oh, what a bitch. Mina. Looks like we got the Earn, though. No biggie. But we're at the end of the game, you know. We're at minute 45. We've got a, what, 40 to 16, 25k soul lead. Like, that's not a lot, but it is enough that we should really be trying to close this out. Like, yeah, it flips if y'all get, you know, team wiped or something, but outside of that, it should really be pretty preferable for y'all to take fights. They've killed 2 of y'all now. I would imagine they go mid. Yeah, somebody's picking mid. Like, when it gets post minute 30, look for a mid boss as soon as possible on any time you get more than 2 kills. Yeah, like, they cleared that so fast. Damn. We definitely should have been there with our ult. You know, we had it off cooldown. We could have flown over there as soon as we heard or saw the ping from our teammate. It was unfortunate that we didn't contest that, but oh well. I like all these buys. Metal skin. I mean, I guess, but again, the gun people are not really the ones, I guess, doing the damage. Like, Graves, Shiv, Mina. I guess you can count Magic Man, but he's melee.
Time to soar.
They don't really have burst gun characters so much as sustain gun characters. So I'd get something else. Alright, alright. Good, we get this kill. One rejuve down. I would still even back up, right? Like, ooh. Magic Man in the back. Spooky. Yeah, I was gonna say I would still back up. When the team has rejuve, any fight outside of your base when you don't have walkers is a little risky. Like, yeah, you get a kill or two, but they just respawn right there, full health. Fantastic. Oh, got a big one, but you know, it doesn't really do much outside of just slow the eventual push, which, you know, I think what we saw was that, hey, they knew how to use or when to use mid boss to finish out the game. It was a little later than, you know, the game needed, because y'all should have been the ones to do mid boss. But you know, can't win them all. We're learning. Yowza. And they finished this one out here, yeah? Yeah. GG's. Well, hi, Van. It was hard fought, and I definitely understand the help crying emoji now. But what can we learn? Not much, because my deadlock just crashed. So, give me but a moment. Alrighty, we're back. I got back in. So Van, hi, the Ivy player. We got key player. Fantastic. You know, even when we're on the losing side, you know, at least you were doing something. Most healing, most assists. But if we think about what we could have done better, there were a couple key things. I think number one, off rip, Titanic Mag. I would not rush this. I would rush something like Tesla Bullets. You got Tesla Bullets, but you got it after Titanic Mag. And I think if anything, you want to do them reverse. I still don't like Titanic Mag. I still think you understand what I mean with you know, using the slides over Extended Mag over Titanic Mag, and then at the very end of the game, if you really feel like you need it, go grab Titanic Mag. But I very rarely, if ever, buy Titanic Mag, even on characters like Victor, who, you know, can benefit from it on the current Victor wallbreaker builds. But just use those slides. Gives you infinite ammo. Can use them in mid boss pit. There are little ramps into the mid boss pit that you can just kind of keep circling around to give you infinite ammo. In every single lane, there's stairs out of your tower that gives you infinite ammo. And in mid specifically, there are those micro stairs right under the bridges that you can use to initiate a slide to get infinite ammo. So especially in mid, you did not need extended mag. You did not need to rush Titanic Mag. I really would have rushed Tesla Bullets. It gets you online earlier, gets you that shock damage, means that when you go to farm, your kudzu and your gun are proccing on multiple enemies, and means you can scale that much quicker, which on Gun Ivy, we really want a lot of souls, and so we really need to focus scaling early. Tesla Bullets is the way to do that over Titanic Mag. Outside of that, I think your build was pretty good. Just swap up the build order a little bit. And then for fights, we're playing a little too passively. I think if we take our game up, understanding that we can push in with our ult, drop an ult bomb, drop a kudzu bomb, drop a stone form right on top of somebody, that's half their health. And then we gun them down with the rest of our mag. We can really use that combo to get 1 or 2 or sometimes even 3 people really low health off rip when a team fight has initiated, or you're joining a team fight a little later, like I saw you do with some of those flights over to save your walkers. And then final thing, I know this is gonna be really hard, focus map objectives. I really didn't see a lot of centers get taken. I really didn't see a lot of camps get taken. Y'all did earn a couple of times, which was good, but I really want mid boss to be done a lot earlier. When you get honestly 2 picks, if they're the right picks, if they were, you know, who can really contest mid boss? Graves has a CC, Kelvin has a CC, Sinclair has a CC. If you get Sinclair and Kelvin, I would say go mid. Like, Everybody else is scary and damaged, but they can't stop you outright from taking crystal. Whereas Kelvin can dome it, Sinclair can bunny rabbit it, stopping you from punching the crystal. Versus you have at least one contestant, Wraith. She can literally move somebody off of the crystal. Infernus is fantastic for contests. He has an AoE ult that stuns everyone and does damage while y'all are in the mid pit. You yourself have Stone Form that can stop mid pit. Rem has Sleep that can stop mid pit. To an extent, Victor can self-int, kill himself as the crystal is falling, and ensure that when he comes up, the explosion and stun happens when the crystal hits the ground. Very nuanced, very low, or very high level, I know, but y'all's team had such a higher ability to contest mid-boss, which means that y'all need to be going for mid-boss so much more. Even if your team doesn't have a high ability of contesting mid-boss, if you get 3 picks, 4 picks, you almost always need to be going mid-boss if it's after minute 20. It just gives you those rejuves, means that the next urn y'all can win, means that you can go take their doubles, means that you can base siege without having to worry. You know, there's just so much breathing room that 3 extra instantaneous revives give you to start finishing out a match, so that we don't have to go to minute 49. We can look at some of these graphs at the end. This is something I'd like to start doing for FRF, is looking at damage dealt by type. Obviously, we were a gun character, so we did a lot of gun damage primarily. You know, we were kind of half and half, but I think the lack of, consistency with Ivy's abilities to really do damage, unless you're going full spirit, means that they're really not going to do a lot in comparison to your gun, even if you are building half and half. So it's either you really want to just go gun or really want to go spirit. I think if you get more consistent with your kudzu, maybe not. But obviously in our damage graph, by minute 46, I guess we can go to minute 30. It's a bit closer, but there's still quite a large disparity between Entangling Thorns and gun damage, nearly 3k. I think unless you choose one of those tracks, it's going to be hard to do a lot of damage. And I would honestly say get either a gun spike and then go all spirit, or get a spirit spike and then go all gun. But don't really go half and half all the way. I mean, you can. You do you, boo. I'm never gonna stop you. But just based off this damage graph here at the end, I think the data shows for itself. I do want to look at lane stats just because you and the Celeste were in here. The big thing I like to look at is last hits. And I do believe I see an issue. Your Celeste had 14 last hits. You had 37 last hits. That's nearly 3 times as much. If we look over here, 29, 22, very, very close. Much closer and much more ideal for what it needs to be. I know, if you're duoed with Celeste, this might be easy to do. But I know if you're solo, nothing you can really do about that. You got a lot of denies, a lot of last hits, fantastic. We didn't really do too much player damage, which is kind of due to our kudzu not having as much consistency in lane. So don't worry about that. At least in compared to Celeste. Celeste just outright does a lot more consistent damage. Can land her one, can land her gun a lot easier. And people just run out of your kudzu, so don't worry about that. But if I had to give you a rank, I honestly would say we're in Ritualist, right? Like the reality is that there was not a lot of understanding when it came to how to finish out a game and what levers to pull. And I think that's in Ritualist. And, you could argue Emissary. I think if you played the Ivy a little better, I would say Emissary or Archon. But for right now, I think you're where you need to be. I think just more playtime, just more playtime. More playtime on the character, more playtime on Deadlock, more playtime understanding how a match of Deadlock is supposed to progress, irrespective of who you're on. What things you should be doing every single time. Which there are some things that you will be doing no matter what on any character. Things like Urn, things like Sinners, things like Camps. And to the extent of which you will be doing each, sure, that varies, but the map OBJs really do not. The context for Urn almost always stays the same. The context for taking enemy Sinners almost stays the same. The context for mid-boss really stays the same. And if anything, contests are what kind of fluctuates on whether or not you're playing a character that contests mid-boss or not. So yeah, that'll be that for today. Thank you for submitting, Van or Hi, whichever you would like, or I gotta get back to you. So thanks for submitting, Hi. I hope you got something out of this. I'll ping you in the Discord. Make sure you know that today's FRF is about you, and see if you can't give any advice on what you could be doing next time. But outside of that, I love you all. I'll see you next week for yet another Film Room Friday, as well as a mainline video featuring Poshupop, by the way. But nothing else for me to do but Deadlock out.